very short, mostly non-fiction stories that grow out of mostly my life in music. And this particular story is called Theories, and it centers on my father's best friend, who was a man named P.J. Conway, who played button accordion. And Jesse, of course, knew about, but he kind of was almost a family member. The first part of the story tells you about his various failed marriages, etc. But I'll just read the end of the story, the last couple of pages. One of PJ's theories is quite simple. A man will live to be exactly the same age as his father lived to be. This he believes religiously, in spite of convincing evidence that it's not always the case. His father had lived till he was 82, and PJ was certain he would live to be 82 as well. And he had good reason to believe this theory. At 50, he had the durable, erect constitution of a tough immigrant working man. He was not shy about essentials, exercise, drinking, and the like, but he regulated his alcohol consumption and otherwise took good care of himself. He looked upon himself as a star athlete in training for the great Olympics, ever ready for the gold medal competition with death. Lying on his back in on our living room floor, furiously pumping his legs in agile circles, pedaling an invisible upside-down bicycle in his tennis shoes, baggy pants, and plaid sports coat. He would amaze a roomful of his less ambitious, more brittle contemporaries. It became pretty clear after his marriage to Maggie, this was his crazy second wife, that the arrangement was not going to work. She was just too off in the head. She would show up at parish social events, ranting and raving. She was insanely jealous and paranoid. One time she attacked PJ with a knife. She was not exactly the mate he thought she would be. It took him 10 years to do it, but he actually got an annulment from the church, something unheard of in those days. During those 10 years, PJ pretty much moved in with us. My mother had died, as had my father's father, who had lived with us. 3 of my older siblings were married and gone. The remaining, my brother Jimmy, also known to you as Jesse, 3 years my senior, was never around, because as some people know, Jesse likes to go out every night. My father and PJ liked big meals of meat and potatoes, big juicy steaks that you pick up by the bone and gnaw on. I sit there eating, watching the two of them make neat little piles of inedible garbage next to their plates, skins, gristle, denuded corn cobs. I can't keep up with these guys. PJ starts eyeing the food on my plate. He's all appetite, holding his fork back like a spear. He says, "You gotta finish that, kid?" And he impales a piece of my steak before I can even answer. At night, my father and PJ, the two pets, as they build themselves for the occasional music work they get, plant a bottle of Seagram 7 on the kitchen table, uncase their instruments, and proceed to talk, drink, and play for hours at a time. When I play gigs with them, usually as the drummer, they always emphasize the need for the music to go on, no matter what. Just keep the foot pedal going. Don't lose the beat. If they mess up a tune, if a drunk gets in our faces, if a fight breaks out on the floor, ignore it all. Keep that bass drum going, or you'll screw up the dancing. This is a good thing to learn. Let the music not stop before it's supposed to. Thank you. I think Dawn